Okay, carrying on to the next thing. He came home from the hospital. He ended up getting 3 stents, no pacemaker. And we thought everything was normal. He felt great. Life kind of went back to normal. We had new things to manage. He has new medications I have to manage, new doctor's appointments. He has regular lab work. We have to get his blood checked once a month to make sure it's not getting too thick. He had to start having phlebotomies because, yes, his blood was getting too thick. So we have to work those in. My dad is still living at this time, and he lives with us, and I take care of him. So I am managing his medications and all of his appointments and his problems, and making sure they are both eating and doing and drinking enough, which was always a struggle with my dad. He never wanted to drink enough. So I have my hands full, and I have plenty to keep my mind busy. But the one thing I did do, y'all, I started walking every day, because my husband, a few months before that first heart attack, he knew something was wrong with him, and he got me a German Shepherd puppy. He knew I didn't want one. I had lost 2 dogs to an unknown illness, and he knew I didn't want one yet, but he had a chance to get me this puppy. He got her for me. He knew I was afraid of German Shepherds, and he was like, this is exactly what you need. You'll get over that fear. And he didn't tell me until after he'd had the heart attack and the stents. A few months after that, he told me, he said, I got you that dog because I wanted to make sure you had a good watchdog when something happened to me. He said, I knew something was wrong. I didn't know what, but I knew something was wrong. So I wanted you to have a good dog. Well, she is no watchdog, y'all. I way over socialized her. And she is just a sweetheart, and she loves people, and she doesn't have a mean bone in her body. So we have to go back to the drawing board on the watchdog. But I do love that dog. She is my baby. I'm very happy he got her for me. But life carried on pretty well. But about 8 months later, he started having back pain between his shoulder blades and tightness. It was just tightness, and he was uncomfortable. So we had his stress test about that time, and he told the cardiologist who operated on him, put the stents in, he told him about it. And he said, well, I fixed your heart. It's not your heart. He said, well, something is going on. And he said, I can go back in. If you want me to go back in, I'll go back in. But it's not your heart. I'm looking at your test results, everything. You're good. Your heart's good. Somebody else has got to figure it out. Well, that was not exactly true. We ended up going to his gastroenterologist and having him scoped, and because he's had trouble with his esophagus in the past and stuff, and we thought maybe he was just having spasms or something. We never did get an answer for that for a while. He had life carried on. He had another stress test. Doctor said he was fine, come back in a year. A few months after that, my dad got really bad, and he passed away in December. My husband was scheduled the next month, January 24th, 2025, for a deep brain stimulator surgery because he has essential tremors, and his dad had them super bad. He got bad enough he couldn't feed himself, he couldn't dress himself, and my husband was getting pretty bad. He could no longer run his equipment. He was struggling to eat. He had to eat with a spoon. He hated it. We didn't go out hardly anymore because it was embarrassing for him. His voice was starting to tremor. So he went through a ton of tests, got approved for it, had gone on a bunch of medications for the several years before and had bad side effects with all of those. So when he got approved for the deep brain stimulator, we were really looking forward to it. He was a little nervous. I was looking forward to it. So my dad passed away about 6 weeks before Bill's brain surgery. And that was just God cleaning my plate up a little bit so I wasn't so overwhelmed. Because what came after the brain surgery, y'all, was hell. For me. It was hell. And I'll talk about that another day. Caregiving. We have a lot of things to manage. Medications, appointment schedules, Um, Watching everything you're eating and drinking, making sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. We're not nagging, y'all. We are caring about you. So, Bill went on a low salt diet. We went on a higher protein diet. We tried to stay away from sugars. I changed recipes for Thanksgiving and birthdays and stuff. So I didn't use white processed sugars, brown sugar. I used honey or a real maple syrup or a monk fruit, something. I have had to change a lot of things because of my husband's health. And it's good for my own, to be honest with you. The walking, y'all, getting out in nature, if you are able to get out and go for a walk as a caregiver every day, it's a blessing. Take your mind off of it. Take a break once in a while. Go get a massage. Go get a facial. Go to the chiropractor. Go do something about your own health. Every once in a while, you've got to do it because they depend on you. My husband depends on me, and almost too much. I'm his security blanket. We play so many roles, y'all. I'm his wife. I'm his caregiver. I'm his nurse 1 minute. I'm his best friend 1 minute. I'm his chef 1 minute. I am his foot care doctor 1 minute. I am his pharmacist 1 minute. I am his emotional counselor 1 minute. I am his enemy 1 minute. I mean, let's be honest. If we are honest, it is not all a bed of roses when we come home. There's thorns in there. When he came home, he actually did really well after the first heart attack. He didn't have a lot of struggles because he felt so good. After the second heart attack, he had some problems. And I'll talk about that another day, but it's not always a good day. Sometimes they get angry, and sometimes they are dealing with so many emotions themselves, they don't know how to deal with it, especially men. Men just don't know how to deal with their emotions. They're not taught how to do it. So he picked a few fights, and he projected a lot of stuff on me at times. And I had just told myself, I am not wasting any more time on fighting, fussing, fighting, negative energy, not doing it. We're in this for the long haul, and I have no interest in doing it. I want to stay positive, and I want to stay in a good place. I want us to be good, but I see the psychology and the stresses of what he was feeling and what he was going through, and that he couldn't deal with it on his own, and he didn't know how to ask for help, and he didn't know where to go to get help. So sometimes we play so many roles as caregivers, we don't even realize it in the moment. It might take us months to go, oh, wow, I have really bounced around and done a lot of things. Because every once in a while, he wants his wife. He wants his best friend. He wants his wife to snuggle and watch a movie. He wants his wife to really comfort him and love on him and make him feel like a man again, and I've got to play that role too. I have to do it all. And I have to do it and keep my sanity. I have to do it and keep my health, as my doctor reminded me last week. You have got to spend some time focusing on you, because you're not going to be able to take care of him, and you're not going to be able to take care of yourself if you don't. So my doctor gave me 3 months. The next 3 months, I have to focus on myself several times a week, and he's going to hold me to it. So it's hard to do. It's hard to balance all the balls in the air that we have to deal with and not get so overwhelmed that we can't handle it ourselves and we break down. I've been there, y'all. I know how you're feeling, and I know what you're going through. And I know that there are moments when it is not easy. But I know that it is a huge blessing for me to have my husband here with me when there have been several opportunities for him not to be. So I'm going with the blessings. And I'm trying to manage all the stress as best as I can. And we've got to find ways to do that, y'all. So we'll talk about ways to do that in another video. But I wanted to finish up after the first heart attack and kind of what led to what is coming, which is devastating. You caregivers out there, hang on. Just hang on and do your best and give yourself a lot of grace, and you'll be fine.